Shalom and good morning, everybody. Ariel Tzadok here from the KosherTorah School, found online. Where else? KosherTorah.com. This morning, I want to bring up a very, very prickly topic that is discussed in Jewish law halacha over literally many centuries. Here it is. The commandments, the mitzvot of the Torah. Do they have magical properties to them? Or are they just rational, literal things that we do to perform because it's the will of the Creator? This has been an argument between great rabbis, literally, as I said, for centuries. So if we have a commandment in the Bible, such as, for example, the mezuzah, the scroll of the Torah that we roll up and we put on the doors of our houses and our rooms in the houses, do they have a magical property to them? If you actually put up a mezuzah, is there some kind of an energetic, spiritual power of protection for that place? Well, many of you might not know that originally, a long time ago, 1,000 years ago, many rabbis would write angelic script and holy names on both the front and back side of the mezuzah. Now, you might say, no, we don't do that today. But I correct you and remind you that there is still a residual of that ancient tradition, because everyone knows that on the mezuzah, on the backside, we write the holy name Shadai, and I'm going to talk about that name in just a minute. And of course, on the back, behind the name of Hashem, Elokeinu Hashem, in Shema Yisrael, we have this bizarre Kuzu b'muchsaz Kuzu, which is the name of God, just one letter shifted over. What does all that mean? Why is it there? It is an echo of an ancient time, an echo of an ancient memory of a power beyond the rational in the commandments. Now, from a rationalist point of view, and remember, at our KosherTorah School, in all due respect, we do focus on the rational. That's why our motto, look at our KosherTorah School, our front page, it says, making the mystical rational. I don't like things that are so heavenly minded that they're no earthly good. If we're going to talk about mysticism or magic, then we have to take it out of the realm of the imagination and fantasy and understand it, why or how it is real. Let's start. Number one, there's no such thing as magic. As we think of magic, that somehow there's no relationship of cause and effect and just things happen. If you watch too many television programs or movies or novels, as the case may be, that's what you might think. Magic, what we call magic, is just a level of technology that maybe our modern science has not yet understood. Let me rephrase that. Magic is technically a level of psychology that maybe modern science has not yet understood. Remember the power of the mind. The power of the mind is everything. Your mind is what we call your soul. That is what existed before you came into this physical body and what will exist after you leave the physical body. Well, the mind, the soul, even though it is entrapped in the body, is not detached from the greater realm of collective mind, the hive mind, not only of humanity, but of life, the universe itself. That's what we call God. As such, we have connections. Well, great, cool and gravy. I got all these connections. How do I connect? Well, the way and means of connection is not through language and word like we're speaking and communicating now. That's body to body talk. Mind to mind talk, we all know, is through the power of imagery. In psychology, they call it archetypes. And this method of mind to mind, psychic communication, telepathic communication, is in imagery, is in vision, it's in form. That underlies the whole spirit of prophecy and dreams and dream interpretation, everything that we teach here at our KosherTorah School. And it also is the reason why commandments, mitzvot, were given to us at Mount Sinai. It's not enough that we just think about these ideas. We have to actually act them out. So if we would read, in my opinion, one of the greatest mystical texts of all times, the guide to the perplexed of Maimonides, Moreh Nebuchim. And I know some of you say, wait, that's a rational text of Aristotelian philosophy. Yeah, you don't understand Maimonides, and maybe you don't even understand Aristotelian philosophy, but that's beside the point. Rambam says very clearly, the whole purpose of all the commandments is a means to an end, to get us to wean off of idolatry, or in Kabbalah speak, to recognize what we call the Yechud Elyon, the unity, the singularity of all in existence. It's a very mystical concept. It's the whole purpose of Kabbalah, is to recognize the great Yechud. So Maimonides is pretty much saying the exact same thing as the Kabbalists, but in different words. Now, I'm not going to get into the more controversial teachings of Maimonides and the Guide to the Perplexed. I teach that stuff. If you're interested, take the courses. Learn. All right? I always say, right, let my people know. Now let's get back to magic. All right? And if this video goes a little extra few minutes than it does, so be it. You need to learn this. Magic. Magic is the power of your mind projected through ritual application to create that which your imagination thinks and to materialize it into physical form in this world. Again, through the power of mind and ritual. Yes, the mezuzah has, in quote, magical powers if you imbue it with such. So does the prayer shawl, the tefillin on the head, everything. We can transform from being just external, meaningless commandments, like God says, I do, like this, like, others would say, mindless. That's not why we observe commandments. God never commanded us to be mindless. We're not mindless followers. Our entire Talmudic traditions teach us to be mindful, to be aware. Think of Zen meditation, to be aware of everything. Well, that's what our Talmud always and still is all about. So, when we perform a commandment, we imbue it with power. We create through the power of mind, and we project it through our observances, and that is what makes it powerful. Remember the wise teachings of the Baal Shem Tov, where you think is where you're at. So, if you think that the observance of your commandment is just this boring, external, hollow shell, well, then your commandment observance is going to be a boring, hollow shell. Whereas when you imbue it with power, then it becomes a dynamo of energy. That is what the Ariel saw. That is what the Rashash practiced. And this is why we have all these meditations here. I am going to teach a course, a single lesson in creating a holy space. It is based upon the Magen David and that name Shadai that we spoke about, that we put on the mezuzah. That's called Shomer Delet Yisrael. They take the three letters and they say it means guardians of the doors of Israel. Shadai is a very powerful name because it is considered the three-name combination which corresponds to the parameters of physical space. And therefore we use that name to create a sacred holy space. I talked about this in a previous video here that I did. Go scroll down on my YouTube page there and you'll find it. The name Shadai is corresponding, of course, to the angel Metatron. And Metatron is not just a guy. It is the race of the higher souls of the Adamic. Now, I did a course on that, the Metatron race. It's on our webpage, it's on our Facebook, it's on the YouTube pages. I think it's the most popular video that people have watched on YouTube from our school. So go check that one out. And you'll recognize that is the power that we're tapping into. When we create the holy space through the projection of the Magen David with the permutations of the name Shadai, through the power of the archangels, right? We create the reality of that which we are doing. If you are interested in learning this ritual and creating this, watch for it on KosherTorah.com, my Facebook page, I don't know if I'll be able to advertise it here on YouTube or whatever. I'm going to make this available. Now, our monthly supporting students who are here for me, so I'm there for them, they'll get this course for free, obviously. But for those of you who are not a member of our school and you want it, I'm going to make it available to you as well. It's going to be a single lesson with a single diagram and everything else for a single donation of $26, that's Yud-K Vav-K, $26 to our school. And you give, I give, that's the way it works. And we create together real magic. We create something which is real powerful. Why? Because you make it to be. Remember, where you think is where you're at. This is the power in your hands. And I'll give you the tools through which that power of the mind can materialize in the manifest form that you need so that you can create a sacred place. And you might ask, why do I need a sacred place? My answer, take the course and find out. $26 investment in yourself? Gee whiz, I don't know. I think that's a great deal. Ariel Bar Tzadok here from the KosherTorah School, wishing you blessings, strength, and power. Remember the famous words in Sefer Devarim, the book of Deuteronomy. God gives you power to do great things, right? Hashem hu hanoten lecha koach lasot hayil. Do great things. Make it so. Talk to you all soon. Shalom.